Now that we have our BGP circuits configured as well as our customer VLAN, we can go ahead and set up gateway redundancy for our customer VLAN. This way, if either tick 1 or tick 2 go down, the customer will still have access to the internet. Open Winbox on tick 2 and click on Interface. Under the VRRP tab, click the plus sign. Give it a name such as VRRP 150. Under the VRRP tab, under the Interface drop-down menu, choose the newly created VLAN interface from the last lesson. Next, keep the VRID as 1, or to keep things easier for troubleshooting and uniform, you can give it the same number as the customer VLAN. In this case, it would be 150. For priority, keep it as 100. Any VRRP instance we create on tick 1 will have a priority, and the matching instance that is created on tick 2 will have a priority of 90, so tick 1 will always be the master and tick 2 the slave. Go to the IP addresses menu and add a new IP address for both the VLAN and VRP instance. For the VLAN interface, we'll give it an IP of 10.150.1.1/24. Next, add an IP for the VRP instance of 10.150.1.3/24. It will take a few seconds for the VRP instance to show as active. Keep in mind that the newly created IP on the VRP instance will now be the gateway you give to your customer for that VLAN. They would configure it on their server, or they can configure it on their network device. Now that tick 1 is done, you can go ahead and do the same steps for tick 2. Just make sure you give the VLAN interface a different IP than what you gave it on tick 1, such as 10.150.1.2/24. Once done, you can do a quick test by setting the IP on the VPC host in the topology and see if you can ping the gateway. Now that we've tested with a static IP assignment for a customer, we will look at configuring a highly available DHCP server to hand out IP addresses instead in the next lesson.